And awkward forms, I mean, life is awkward. Everything's really awkward when you look at it. I mean, when you fry it down to its essence, it's kind of strange.
That question, yes. Oh.
In this episode of In the Studio, we're visiting with Timothy Nero. We're visiting him in his very organic studio in the Pecos, near the Glorieta, what? Where is it?
Wilderness.
Should I try this one more time?
What do you mean by, wait a minute, what do you mean by organic? I mean, because there's shit all over the floor?
Yeah.
Why'd you say there's shit all over the floor? Organic sounds like something at the farmer's market.
Well, when you walk around your studio, you get the sense, as you've been here longer and longer, I've known you since you moved in here, right, since you built the place. And as time passes and you become more involved in the series and you keep working and working and working, I see.
There is a tree as old as me. Branches were sown by the color of green. The ground had rose and past its knees. By the cracks of his skin I climbed to the top. I climbed the tree to see the world. When the guys came around to blow me down, I held on as tightly as you held on to me.
Koshari clowns come out of the kiva. They come down the side of the building, and it's pandemonium. I mean, little kids are running around. I went out there with my son every year, and they, get my son or different kids and throw them in the river. I saw this one guy, Koshari, puts his head in the river, comes up with a trout flapping on the side of his face. They play football with a watermelon. They can even, they find the fattest tourist, rip his shirt off and do the sumo gut bump with him. So they anything goes.
So I had to figure out a way to invent a vocabulary using drawing as a medium. Why do I do this? Well,
I'm a maker. This is my joy in life, is using my hands and making things.
Yeah.
I said, what are you going to leave me with? You make my stuff, I'm selling it? So then I'm stuck with the part I hate the worst, which is selling my work.
Oh, that's funny.
That's really
funny.
I've known you long enough that I could just kind of assume certain things.
right.
But how do you get started? Why did you get started? Why do you do this?
Why do I do this? Well, that.
Gentlemen, welcome to Man Camp. For the next 8 weeks, we will learn how to survive in the wild, learn how to hunt, how to fight. Are you ready to finally be a real man?
I'm a girl.
What's with the hat? Now it's been 15 years since we lost that fateful day to Camp Chupacabra. We can't keep dwelling on the fact that one person's failure, Maddie, killed all our hopes and dreams. I don't want you to get distracted by the ladies' camp next door, or by the fact that we're going up against a bunch of ex-pro footballers. I want you to focus on being the best man you can be. Now, are you ready to man up? Are you ready for Man Camp?
This is the ocean and we're a ship drifting along, we're lost in it. It is deep and it
I'll always remember her looking at the first page of Goshina, and she came to the bottom of it and said, I really have to draw this, and she was laughing.
You gave me just a tremendous amount of artistic license, which isn't typical either. I mean, a lot of people, you know, I think when you work with someone, they don't necessarily, if it was your creation, but you gave up a lot of the control when you let me just go wild with the drawings.
There have been probably thousands of books written about death, life, the afterlife. If you look at the very large picture and what the subject is, but mine is in a different place. It's, if you think about, it's really this moment between life and death. So it's not completely about life, it's not completely about the afterlife or death. I'm proposing that there's a moment in between that you pass through. That's what the in-between is. As you move, this is the only time you're in this space. As you move into book 2, you've moved out of that space. Book 3 takes place in Key West, but it's the same characters, okay? So each, they have to go back amongst the living. So Goshina is actually a 300-year-old deceased, not convicted, but accused witch from the Salem witch trials. Jingles is her familiar, and he eats souls. He eats Jingles, she feeds souls to him.
I'm excited to provide TAMA Microcurrent, a revolutionary approach to skin rejuvenation. TAMA is a patented multi-mode waveform technology that has the intelligence to measure each person's unique tissue composition and provide a personalized profile that is created especially for you. TAMA Microcurrent is a simple and relaxing holistic approach that produces subtle levels of electromagnetic waves that promote cellular harmony and balance, allowing the body to heal itself naturally. A few of the benefits are reduction to lines and wrinkles, stimulation of collagen, strengthening elasticity, increase of circulation and lymphatic movement, improvement of skin tone and texture, firms, lifts, and re-education of muscle, calms rosacea and acne. You will see immediate results after the first session. However, this treatment is cumulative, providing long-term improvement the more you come. We recommend a series of sessions for optimal results. Number of sessions depends on age, skin condition, and lifestyle. For long-lasting and muscle re-education, weekly, bi-weekly maintenance sessions are recommended. Single session as well as packages are available. If you have more questions about TAMA Microcurrent or would like to set up an appointment for this amazing, non-invasive, quick treatment that will help you relax, please call to set up an appointment today.
The idea really is to kind of clear my mind, make an interesting beginning. But I'm trying to clear my head from any expectations. The idea is to keep the process as open-ended as I can, for as long as I can. I'm not predicting where it wants to go. It's telling me where it wants to go, and I'm trying to keep up with it. My goal isn't to turn figures into landscapes. My goal is to use the figure as simply a jumping off point. Each painting kind of takes me where it wants to go, and each painting kind of ends when it wants to end. There are a number of stopping points that along the way that if I were more self-satisfied, I would stop there. But there's something in my head that says, I don't want to live with this. And so as long as that is in my thought process and looking at it, as long as I know that I won't be satisfied living with this image, I know I have to take it a little bit further. A lot of these watercolors, you know, they've been soaked in baths 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times until the paper itself is almost ready to completely dissolve. You know, I mean, the paper gets really tortured. And that torturing of the paper allows a lot of ghost to come through, a lot of accidents to happen on the surface of the painting. So for me in the last 10 years, a lot of what I have been doing with the painting is loosening up and becoming more gestural and more interested in the emotional content of the work rather than the intellectual content. You know, because you are looking at forms that are kind of human, but that's a cloud. That's a volume of space sitting above a plateau, a mountain range, a distant mountain range, and that's how it interprets itself. But then, psychically, underneath it all, people are relating to it because of that leg there. You know? For me, it's a really interesting place to live in. You know, a space to paint in. It's kept me interested for 10 years now.